Have you heard about the Dallas Cowboys superstar Zack Martin? He wants a new deal, and he's the offensive lineman is known as one of the best guards in the NFL, and he also has position flex during injuries to the offensive line. We've seen him kick out to both tackle spots, um, and he actually has a 99 rating in Madden this year, which was the highest rating allowed for any players. They still haven't gotten to the 100 mark yet.
100, wow.
I
That's
don't think that
impressive.
they ever should. Do you have an opinion on that?
I mean, do you feel like he's in like worth the 99 overall? Like on the game? Yeah.
Yes. And I think if the Cowboys were smart, they probably would just rework the deal. And
I
like,
mean, what was the original deal? Did you know?
well, that what's interesting is he is still under contract. He signed a 6-year, $84 million deal in 2018.
Okay.
Also, soon he's going to start getting fined $50,000 a day. I heard that on the Sports Illustrated Mike Fisher's network. He was talking about that, and $50,000 a day. I don't know. I think I'd definitely go ahead and show up for work and just start working. Maybe they can start talking about redoing his contract now that they
Yeah.
know that he's upset.
Right. Okay, I see what it. So they're finding him because he's missing. He's not there a lot.
Yeah, there's going to be mandatory days soon that all the players have to be there. And considering he's one of the leaders there on not only in his position group, but on the entire team,
Yeah.
his presence is important in camp, especially for the younger players. And I can also understand, though, maybe he doesn't want to get injured and then he's not able to maximize his potential. He's 32 years old, and
Yeah.
offensive linemen are lasting now in the league.
Mhm. I mean, that contract look like it's about to come out. I'll say why not try to give him a little bit more. If he's been effective for them for a long time, um, yeah, I say why not? The Cowboys had a pretty good season last season, so he definitely did what he had to do as far as that. Um, I would redo the deal.
Yeah, we're talking about the best player at his position. There at he generally plays right guard, and
Mhm.
he's an earth mover when it comes to rushing. He definitely helps out his running backs and makes them look great. Zeke ran behind him for his entire career.
Right. Yeah. I feel like they should kind of value more of that offensive line, especially if they're doing such a good job protecting the quarterback and the running back, blocking for the running back, creating highlight plays. Yeah, they deserve a good contract just as much as any quarterback or any defensive player.
There's a rumored story in Cowboys lore that Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones during the 2014 NFL draft were talking about players, and Jerry Jones wanted to turn in Johnny Manziel's name there on the
Mm,
card from the A&M quarterback who eventually was drafted by Cleveland, and
right.
his career didn't pan out very well. And instead, they drafted Zack Martin at that
Right.
position. And it's rumored that Jerry's son, Steven, shoved him up against the wall with his forearm and pulled the draft card out of his hand. But I think that's just a rumor. I don't know if that actually happened, but the theatrics of it are a lot of fun to think about, I guess.
Think about, yeah. I mean, I don't think that happened either, but if that did, that's crazy.
So I guess the Cowboys should probably go ahead and cave and give him the money before maybe another guard resets the market and makes it even higher.
Right, exactly. I feel like they should try to make him happy because if you got to think about it, even if let's just say he doesn't want to play for them, let's just say he becomes free, you got to find somebody to fill that spot, and then whoever fills it, they're gonna want even more than probably what he's requesting. So yeah,
After the draft, in the years 2014, 2016, and 2018, the Cowboys won rushing yard titles with DeMarco Murray there in 2014, and then Ezekiel Elliott in 2016 and 2018.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that definitely shows that he's got talent. And it's
He's
probably
effect right. All those years he's been there and he's done his job well. So yeah.
so another big piece of Cowboys news. There's a contract extension recently signed by Trevon Diggs. So considering Zack Martin, this was right after the Zack Martin news, just a few days after
Yeah.
Trevon Diggs was signed to a massive deal, 5 years, $97 million. So it's $19.4 million a year.
Mhm.
And some have speculated that maybe he wanted to leave a little bit more money there for teammates because he's worth $20 million a year. But
Yeah. No
it's
question.
not, doesn't seem like that large of a difference there, really.
Trevon Diggs, yeah. Honestly, I feel like he deserved an even higher deal than that. But I mean, that's a pretty good deal too, you know.
So you believe that he's a good piece for the Cowboys and they're lockdown corner that they probably need, right?
Yeah, yeah, no
I
question.
agree for sure. I
No
know
question.
some of the detractors say things like, sure, he did lead the league through the last 2 years in interceptions, but he also has given up a ton to opposing receivers, well over 1,500 yards. So there's that kind of feast or famine. Is he going to intercept the ball, try to go for the ball, or is he maybe going to stick to the man and try to
Man, right.
play?
I definitely think he should try to intercept the ball and create those key plays because that'll take less pressure off for Dak anyway. So I feel like, yeah, I agree. Start being making those highlight plays.
In 2021, during a game against the Patriots, the game actually ended up going into overtime, but he got a pick six. And I was just wondering, how are the Cowboys going to get out of this one? Then he gets a pick six. But then on the next offensive play, the Patriots had about a 70-yard touchdown throw,
Mhm.
and that was on Diggs. That he got burned on the play.
Oh
And
yeah.
that just shows the dichotomy, the difference between, is he going to go for the ball or is he just going to allow maybe a massive play and make things harder?
Yeah, he definitely has to lock down the player. And even if the player is faster, they need to create plays where okay, if that wide receiver passes him, they got somebody in the back end coming in and so that way they can stop it.
Diggs was in Justin Herbert's draft class too, in the 2020 draft
Yeah,
from Alabama. And Nick Saban actually transferred him from a wide receiver to a defensive back. And
defensive back, right.
he actually was in tears when that happened and called his brother, but his brother told him, just trust the process, everything's going to be fine. And when he led
Oh
the
yeah.
receptions in 2021, he called Nick Saban to thank him for putting him at defensive back, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, especially because he's probably been playing wide receiver for a minute. So the fact that you had to switch your position, the fact that he was able to do that just shows what type of player he is. A lot of players can't do that.
I think he was worth the money. And it's if you don't pay these players and you maybe just let them go to a different team, you see them have success, that always stings.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
and they draft them he was a second round pick now. He actually was not a first round pick. But for him to get that max deal or near max deal, I think he's well deserving of the money.
Yeah,
And I think just maybe a little bit of time working on man coverage and his open field tackling skills.
yeah. I mean, honestly, if he can lock that down and if the Cowboys can get this offense right and they can make it to the Super Bowl, he's gonna be worth a lot. If he's effective, really this upcoming season. I mean, we're gonna see. So
He now has superstar Stephon Gilmore manning the other side of the field. And
yeah,
he's going to get some knowledge from Stephon, I believe.
right.
I know Stephon Gilmore, he was a Super Bowl winner with the Patriots. He was on the Colts last season, spent kind of a quiet year with them.
Mhm.
But, I think he's going to return to form, and they're going to make a great cornerback tandem.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree as well.
It
So
is
we'll
kind of
see.
interesting to compare Diggs and Martin because there's one on offense and one on defense. They
Defense, right,
play more opposite sides of the ball. You got, the offensive lineman or the defensive back. And
right. I mean, honestly, they're both important. The only difference I would say as far as like Super Bowl playoff time, the defense is definitely more important. No question. Because that those are those last minute plays where it can affect if they throw a deep pass and they catch it, we see it all the time. So yeah.
I agree, but I think they need the both of their services to be
Yeah, definitely. Definitely need both to make it, effective, but definitely defense.
and up